highest, I will come to thee.
Psalm 77, verse number 1. I cried out to God with my voice, to God with my voice, and he gave ear to me. In the day of my trouble, I sought the Lord. My hand was stretched out in the night without ceasing. My soul refused to be comforted. I remembered God and was troubled. I complained, and my spirit was overwhelmed. You hold my eyelids open. I am so troubled that I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I meditate within my heart, and my spirit makes diligent search. Will the Lord cast off forever? And will he be favorable no more? Has his mercy ceased forever? Has his promise failed forevermore? Has God forgotten to be gracious? Has he in anger shut up his tender mercies? It is believed that this psalm was written while the children of Israel were in their 70 years of captivity. Here we have an individual who is praying to God and knows that God is hearing his prayers, but it does not bring him any comfort because he refuses to be comforted because of his situation. Have you ever felt this way? Have you ever gone through a difficult time in your life where you prayed to God, and even though you knew that God heard your prayer, you refused to be comforted because your problem was still there? I could see this happening to some. In our psalm, the writer begins to wonder if God will continue to cast off his people and allow them to continue to suffer under their enemy's hand. 70 years is a long time, but their captivity was by their own doing, because God warned them to change their ways or they would face this punishment. Since God is a just God, his people would endure their exile for 70 years just as he said they would. But he would bring them out of their captivity after 70 years. When we think about ourselves and the struggles we may go through, we need to remind ourselves of what this writer of Psalms said. Because this is what he said. Notice again, Psalm 77 verse 10. And I said, this is my anguish, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I will remember your wonders of old. I will also meditate on all your work and talk of your deeds. Your way, O God, is the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? You are the God who does wonders. You have declared your strength among the peoples. You have with your arm redeemed your people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. The waters saw you, O God, the waters saw you, they were afraid. The depths also trembled. The clouds poured out water. The skies sent out a sound. Your arrows also flashed about. The voice of your thunder was in the whirlwind. The lightnings lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook. Your way was in the sea, your path in the great waters, and your footsteps were not known. You led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. The psalmist begins to recall how great God is by remembering some of the great things he did for his people back when they were seeking after him. He seems to recall when Moses and Aaron had led the people out of Egyptian bondage across the Red Sea on dry ground. Even though the children of Israel were in captivity at this point, the writer understands how great God is and how he will not forsake them, and that one day he will deliver them from their enemy one more time. We need to do this same thing when we find ourselves feeling sorry for ourselves because of our circumstance. We need to remember how great our God is and rely on his timing. Even if we die or someone that we love dies, we can still be comforted by knowing that God cares for every single one of us. I know life can be hard at times, and we might even want to blame God or be angry at him because he didn't do what we wanted him to do. But let's never forget that he loves us, and his will does not always line up with our will. So make the most of the bad circumstance that you're in and use it to grow closer to God. I will close with the advice from James, James 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing.
To thee.